little time to spare. You'll enjoy each minute, I'll declare, while we're on the air. You can sing, all your cares won't mean a single thing. You'll be just as happy as a king, all the while you sing. Though you are near or far, that makes no difference to me. Just begin, tune right in, we're like a big family. On the air, greetings everybody everywhere. Just a little happiness we'll share while we're on the air.
This is Robert Parker with another in our series of special programs about the great radio entertainers. And tonight I'll be playing a complete radio show which has never been rebroadcast since its original performance back in 1937. The entertainer I'm featuring tonight is one who perhaps didn't make a great impact in Australia, but was a popular and prolific entertainer in England between the world wars. Percival Mackey. A pianist, he made his name in the early 20s in London as the conductor of the original stage performance of No, No, Nanette. He was billed as having the most famous back in London. He started a dance band and recorded extensively for Columbia. You'd often find his work coupled with American bands, which, for reasons now completely lost in the mists of time, were all given the pseudonym Denzer Dance Band. Well, here's a typical example of the Mackey Band in 1926, with vocal by Fred Douglas.
Thanks for the buggy ride, I had a wonderful time. No smell of gasoline, just an old-fashioned steam. It was a wonderful treat to hear the patter of horses' feet. My bones were nearly broke, I took it as a joke. It was only to me, 'cause I was used to riding in a big limousine. But buggy riding, loving, sure beats any machine. Now, although I lost the prize, thanks for the buggy ride, I had a wonderful time.
Thanks for the buggy ride, Percival Mackey's band in 1926. Bright and breezy, with enough jazz influence to keep a hot dance collector like me at least marginally happy. With a dozen or so examples like that, I considered my Percival Mackey collection complete enough. But then, around 15 years ago in London, I came across a pile of around 20 or so white-labelled test pressings on a junk stall in Paddington's Church Street Market. At an asking price of 2 shillings each, which is equivalent, I suppose, to about $1 today, I bought the lot. Well, when I examined them, it became obvious that the test pressings had originally belonged to Percival Mackey himself. Many of them have his initialed annotations in pencil, and they contained recordings which previously hadn't been recognised as his. Here's an example. It was released on the Piccadilly label in 1929, billed as the Ever-Bright Boys, and again featuring vocal by Fred Douglas.
Do it, Jack, do it. Up in left and in left, do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. In Spain the best upper set, do it. Lithuanians and let's do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. The Dutch in old Amsterdam, do it. Not to mention the Finns, folks in Siam, do it. Think of Siamese twins, birds in the trees, do it, please do it, even overeducated, please do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. When the Chanticleer cries, high-browed old owls do it. They're supposed to be wise.
Let's do it. Percival Mackey's Ever-Bright Boys in 1929. The test pressings also revealed something I hadn't been aware of, and that was that when Ray Noble left for America in 1934, it was Percy Mackey who first took over the New Mayfair Dance Orchestra for HMV. Here's a sample of his work, an unissued take of Congratulate Me, recorded in January 1935, featuring vocal by the Three Ginks.
Take a look at lucky me. I've got the one thing that I crave. Friends tell you what to do. Just gather round me while I rave. Congratulate me, step right up, shake my hand. My baby told me that she loves me. Is that a break now, or is that a break? Am I awake now, or am I dreaming? Congratulate me, things worked out as I planned. My baby told me that she loves me. You'll see me dancing on that rainbow above. Congratulate me, I'm in love.
Congratulate Me. Nice solos, aren't they? Percival Mackey certainly carried on the smooth Ray Noble sound in his recordings with the New Mayfair Dance Orchestra. Now, back to that story of the pile of test pressings I discovered in London in the early 1970s. A little sleuthing revealed that Mackey had died several years earlier, and with the help of the Musicians' Union, I eventually met with his wife. Apparently, she'd had a little clean-up in the attic, which explained how all those unique records wound up in the Church Street market. But she had some other material which she kindly gave to me also, including a box of Radio Times clippings, which showed that Percival Mackey was an even more prolific broadcaster than recording artist. And there was a set of acetate recordings of one of the shows, which had been recorded off-air in 1937. And here it is, a fascinating survivor of a bygone era. The Symphony in Swing.
Percival Mackey presents his Symphony in Swing, bringing to your own fireside through the medium of the radio a galaxy of musical talent which combines the color and syncopations of the swing band with the perfect orchestration and balance of a symphony orchestra, introducing rhythms that are new and tone colors that are different, combining the centuries-old romance of the violin with the mellow harshness of muted trumpets, the soulful excitement of the saxophone with the persistent rhythm of drums and guitars, which sets toes tapping and hearts throbbing as Percival Mackey and his Symphony in Swing glide into the tempo of a brand new number, What Makes You So Sweet. After tasting the intoxicating rhythm of a modern dance tune played in its own perfection by an up-to-the-moment dance band, let us now turn to a new rhythm created by Percival Mackey to satisfy the constant demand for something new. This style of playing has been christened the symphony in swing, for it combines distinction with melody and harmony with rhythm. Percival Mackey plucks yet another bloom from the garden of melody and plays Love Was Born. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn from the sublime to the matrimonial. Percy Mackey is not only the proud possessor of an unusual orchestra, but also he's got a wife. Now, don't make any funny remarks, all you disillusioned males, about the way your trouble and strife or your ball and chain treats you, because Mrs. Mackey is in public life that darling of the stage, the movies, and the radio, not to mention the televisor. Oh, nuts. This sentence is getting me dead down.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is where I step in and save your tongue-tied compere.
Well, you do such an awful lot of things that I haven't enough breath to announce them all.
You see, he's long-winded about everything except me.
Well, I can just announce your next number, especially when Mr. Mackey is going to play the piano with Tony Phone. And it is, I Feel That Foolish Feeling Coming On.
I'm a fool to let that foolish feeling start. This silly, thrilly everything is something new. I can't conceal the way I feel when I'm with you. I should be a coward and I should love and run, but I'm so overpowered, oh, something must be done. So treat me sweetly, I'm completely gone, 'cause I can feel it, foolish feeling coming on.
And now another star of the stage and screen, not to mention that television, Jean Collins, blonde-haired leading lady, whom we remember first in Archie de Bear's Many Happy Returns, and recently when she starred in Tulip Time, the last great show at the Alhambra before it was pulled down to make way for a super cinema. Jean has been going from success to success. Her latest film, Stardust, co-stars her with Ben Lard. But she loves the stage and has one big ambition, and I'll get her to confide it to all 20 millions of you over the radio.
Yes, I have one great ambition. You see, I've played in 3 of the oldest theatres in London, the Alhambra, the Lyceum, and Daly. Now I want to do a show in the same theatre in which Sheridan and Nell Gwynn and Dan Leno all made such successes. I'd like to pay just my own little respect to Drury Lane by singing a song from one of her latest shows, Music in May, from Ivan Novello's Careless Rapture.
And now from the light operatic refrain of a Drury Lane hit, we return once again to Percival Mackey's Symphony and Swing. This time, Monty Ryan sings with the band, the orchestra, or should I say the symphony, and the number is the hit from the Jack Halbert Cicely Courtnidge film success, Take My Tip, A Little Birdie Out of a Cage.
I'm like a little birdie out of a cage. I'm going to tweet, tweet, tweet again. I'm going to start trying, high flying all over again. I'm like a little goldfish out of a bowl. I'm going to swim the sea once more. I'll be a brand new fish, no blue fish, stay far from the shore. I'm no longer the gullible goose, the one that I used to be. I'm no longer a pail in a well, an egg in a shell, I'm free. I'm like a little birdie out of a cage. I'm going to tweet, tweet, tweet again. I'm going trailblazing, roof raising all over again.
And so Percival Mackey's Symphony and Swing says goodbye to you with the tune you always associate with the Clan Mackey, Old Lang Syne. Monty Ryan, Gene Collin, and Percy Mackey make their farewells and hope to entertain you often with this new something in dance music, the Symphony and Swing.
Well, it's fantastic announcing style, isn't it? And also the music. An original broadcast from 1937 by Percival Mackey and his Symphony and Swing, which featured Mrs. Mackey, who was known as Monty Ryan, and Gene Collin.